So we've been on this little journey looking at the what I've been calling the grammar of our lives. And we encountered the noun maker, the reality in our psyche that can basically, if we're not careful, turn anything into a zombie, a soulless reality, by putting it into a box. And we all appreciate that, I know. So I want to talk today now about the Heart Sutra and its language, and that's the language of the language of the negative sentence. And I want to situate it in actually the very long history in mysticism. They have a name for it. See if you could get it on your ear. Ideal at a cocktail party to drop this word. But it's apophatic mysticism. And you know it by its more popular name, the via negativa, which is Latin, which we all understand. But it's the negative way. And at the heart of this mystic tradition, which you see it in Christianity, in Judaism, you see it in the Kabbalah. It's present in Sufism. And if any of you have had a chance to experience Orthodoxy, Catholic Christian Orthodoxy in the East, their whole tradition is based on this via negativa. It's at the core of it. So what it actually means is that you enter this path where you realize when you're dealing with the absolute, when you're dealing, in our case, here we're using the language of emptiness, words don't suffice. And basically Zen is premier among traditions for its apophatic tradition. So what happens is you keep hitting the no. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. And you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And at some point, there is this knowing that comes out of it. The other tradition builds, like in Islam, the names of God. You're naming it, you're building, putting more and more on it. But in this tradition, this path, this wonderful path, it's a path of subtraction. And it leads, paradoxically, at least the way I see it, and when I get a glimpse, experience it, this is a no that leads to a resounding yes. It's a profound yes. It's a yes to all possibility. It doesn't have limits around it. It's absolutely free. So, going back to the Heart Sutra, you know it. It starts with Avalokita Shraddha coursing in deep prajna paramita, clearly saw emptiness. And then it starts what it's not. I.e., it just keeps going. No, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. So it culminates, as you know, in the Gate, Parasam Gate, Prajna Paramita, Heart Sutra. So this path, this via negativa captured in the Heart Sutra, leads to this experience of prajnaparamita, which is beyond this or that. It's this resounding yes that I was talking about. So it asks us, and I would like to ask you along with me, a really important question. Put aside everything that you might have heard about emptiness. But what do you really think it is? You know, like in your own inner vocabulary of your own study, perhaps the way you look at it. What is it? And I'm asking because I really believe, you know, like against this backdrop of the via negativa, and I know this oh so painfully true, that you get an image or a thought half formed about what we're talking about. Oh, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. I think most of us are beyond that. We may have gone into not being caught in that, I mean. And then we may have, you know, like really started to get a glimpse of impermanence and interconnectedness. It's the pregnant emptiness. But all of these are abstract words. They're concepts, and they're concepts that can kill because we get used to them. So I ask you really, and it's not something that it can be resolved here, but ask yourself, you know, like what might be your underlying notion of emptiness? You might look and see what images are there, what constructs are there, what philosophy. I know when I read the quantum mechanics, I like to think of, I guess it's Bohm's implicit universe. Oh, it fits so nicely. Oh, you got a light proton, which is simultaneously wave and particle. And I got it. There may be something about that that resonates with this dance between emptiness and form. It's not it. It's not it. So the Heart Sutra then says basically, like whatever we're thinking is probably not it. And I bring it up because remember on Sunday we talked about, I talked about how Dogen was tied up, and we all get tied up on the periphery of Buddhism. You know, we got the language, we got the sense of it, we're fluent in it, but we're tied up just at the edge. We just don't get free enough to get into it. So what I'm saying here is, if we're not careful, we could get locked into this place and not really move into our birthright. So the Heart Sutra, as you remember, moves on. It's one negative thing after another, and then there is this subtle turning point. So you remember the last part: no path, no wisdom, no gain. Thus Bodhisattva lives prajnaparamita with no hindrance in mind, no hindrance, therefore no fear. And then the sutra takes a turn, and there's the victory lap of the part of it. You know, like it's this supreme enlightenment, the supreme mantra, and the mantra that needs to be put forward. So what I want to bring our attention to here is that hindrance, that block. You know, like, so the sutra is very, very subtle here. It names the block. The second sentence is uh, with no hindrance in mind, no hindrance, therefore no fear. So it's implying that fear is at the core of this. And I don't think it's an exaggeration experientially. So let me ask you, and this is something to really consider if you want this to come alive. What is the fear of emptiness? So let me just continue and then circle back, and I think you'll get what I'm talking about. The next line is far beyond all such delusions. Nirvana is already here. So what is emptiness? It's right here. It's this moment as it is. And this isn't some abstraction. I mean, this is life. It is right here. So my question, going back to it, what's frightening about it? If you take just the present moment, any present moment, what's frightening about it if you accept it for what it is? I think our answers are going to be like the 108 strikes of the bell we had last night. One bell, a little more than a half a dozen people, and every single one was different. And I think our answer to, like, what is the fear of accepting my life, this moment as it is, it's going to be different for each of us. One thought, though, I know when I move into this deeply, it's profoundly true. If you take life on its own terms, there is this gut-wrenching, perhaps, or a feeling of the bottom falling out of being out of control. It may be in that ballpark for you. It's certainly where it is for me. If I take it just as it is, I'm afraid I'm going to be out of control in one way or the other. That I'm going to have to accept a life that I don't want. You could parse that a billion ways and never come to the end of it. So what I'm inviting you and myself is to go into this ungraspable dimension of life, our own life, and putting aside the concepts, but get into the real gutsy part of it. If I accept the present moment as it is, there's fear, I think, lurking somewheres. And in finding a way to stay with the via negativa, because that, like, this is where it led us to. If we could stay with, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that, we're going to come to the place where we can encounter this. Nirvana is right here. The hindrances in mind drop off when you're really pursuing the via negativa. So, penetrate it as Dogen would invite us. Let's see what comes up. See if it opens you to this life right here. We'll talk more about the fear, I think, in tomorrow night, and how this all comes together in a different way. But Nirvana is already here. Let's have the courage to